Chris, Andrew, and Nick. They all placed at Union, Missouri. But
Wagner's buddies.
what's up, Crashed It Nation? This is Jonathan Wood. This is episode number 50 on the Crashed It podcast. We thank everybody for tuning in, all your liking, subscribing the channel. We really appreciate it. All you that listen on Spotify, we're glad to be back here again, and just keep supporting us, keep giving us all the feedback. We really appreciate it. Couldn't do it without you guys. But this is episode number 50. About a week and a half ago or 2 weeks ago, Swag himself, Josh Wagner, had a show down in Union, Missouri, and we didn't get to really touch on that as much because we were focusing on our Lucky Seven show in Eldon. And from what I hear, they had 77 cars, and we have a group of guys that are coming on here tonight who all brought home some hardware. I'm going to kind of let them introduce themselves to you guys just so I get their names right. So we got Chris, Andrew, and Nick. I'll let you guys introduce yourself. Thank you for coming on the podcast.
Thanks for having us. Chris Nichols, Hartnett. I run the BO car, Team Turtle.
I'm Nick Coker, 05, Team Turtle. Andrew Coker, number 12. We run Turtle cars.
And we got Nick too. He's in the background. I don't know if he came on there or not.
Yeah, I'm here.
He's Mr. Mad Dog here.
We didn't hear you, Nick.
I'm Nick. I'm 05.
Nick Kelker as well is with them. So Union, Missouri, they had 77 cars. How did you guys have any trials or tribulations? We'll just start with Andrew. Do you have any problems before the show, like with the build or anything?
Yes. I was changing it over to the 2001 Camry, and they come with 15s, and I was running 14s, and I had the whole car fall off the jacks, broke, popped the front axle out of the cup, and it was just a nightmare. I had to change the control arm and all kinds of stuff. It took 4 hours to change one control arm because everything was just a fight.
What were you running? What type of car?
01 Camry.
Running a 01 Camry. And did that happen at the track or did that happen at the shop?
The day before the Derby.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
And for our listeners that don't know, what kind of car, like class, were you guys running? Was it more of like a stock class or?
Kind of, it was a 3-day build, like a gut and go kind of.
Okay. And so tell us, like, going to the track, what time did you guys arrive? Like, were you one of the first ones of the cars in, or were you like mid-pack, or were there already a lot of cars when you got there?
There was a bunch there. We were kind of mid-pack.
So let me ask you, you see a bunch of competition at a track, does the nerves set in, or did you have any kind of butterflies or anything before the Derby?
Not really. A good buddy of ours, he always said, if you don't get nervous, you might as well get out of the sport. Well, I ain't got nervous since I've started the sport, and I've been doing pretty good. So, I mean, you get a little butterfly, but not like some of these other guys.
Yeah. Yeah, we see all the varieties around here. We got one guy that throws up
That's
like
me.
before the shows. And,
That's me. I gag like Tex. I'm a gagger.
Who's that?
So is my wife. Yeah. But how did your run go? Did you place?
Yeah, I got second. I broke an axle, ironically.
Was
Yep.
it the same one that you,
Broke in the yard? No, that's the other side, surprisingly.
Had to out drive him, you know.
Big brother got
Did you
first.
break an axle or did someone break your axle?
Well, I got my strut laid over and then it just popped out.
I made a lucky shot on him.
so did it come down to, it sounds
Chris.
like someone else won that's on
Yeah,
here.
me and Chris.
I wasted my car though. Took the dub.
So it come down to Chris and Andrew. So
Yeah,
you
where's
guys
Casey?
are, for the listeners, you guys are related somehow,
They
right?
were brothers.
So when it came down to you two, did you guys put on a show for the fans,
Oh,
or
yeah.
was it one of those you break and I'll take the win? Or
Oh no, I junked this car.
We went heads up and he junked my car, but I got the W. He has a better car. We're both in Camrys. I had a 99. He had an 01. Then our uncle got third. He was in a 97. We had to put some
dang,
mix
so
in.
Team Turtle took home 1, 2, 3, and the Mad Dog, huh?
Yeah.
Yep.
And you were all driving Camrys?
Other than Nick.
Everybody but Nick. Nick was in a Buick.
I'm a little bit interested about that because Wagner's compact classes doesn't allow Luminas, right?
No.
So that's interesting to me because he's kind of outlawed the Luminas, but then when you do that, you kind of make the Camrys the kind of the alpha car to run. Is that kind of your guys' thoughts?
Yeah, top 5 cars, top 4 were all Camry. Eddie Schoenfield from Rosebud got 4th. And then 5th was a Mazda Protege.
Mazda Protege. Yeah.
So it came down. Go ahead, Jonathan.
You go
So it
ahead.
came down to you three. Were you guys all sandbagging or were you team driving? How did the derby
team
play out?
driving.
Because we
Team
like
driving.
walk us through how it went down.
We were team driving. There were 16 cars, and it's pretty much a buddy show. It's all buddies, pretty much. And you got buddies from the Warrington guys. They come down, or Troy. And then you got Blaine, Schoenfield, and all them. They brought some cars, and we pretty much team drove it. We actually got stopped, and they told us to quit team driving, but you know.
But you just put it on the Schoenfield boys. Was it Eddie and Blaine?
Yeah. They're good competition. They're hard to beat. Blaine's actually had that show for 6 years. He's won it every year for 6 years.
Dang.
Yeah, and this event took place on a Friday night, right?
Yeah, Friday night.
Friday night, and
It's our hometown
So-
show.
you said there were 17 cars in the gut and go. Was there another heat of the gut and go, or is that just
That's
how
it.
many they had?
That's all they had.
So how many big cars did they have then? I'm just
25, man. 2 class of big cars. And then a crap ton of enduro racing.
okay. There was an enduro as well.
Yeah, they
That's
got a
what-
lunatic bone stock, and then he had a super stock.
And so kind of before we jump around too much, kind of tell us, I believe you had a grandpa or something that got third in the enduro. Was that
Second.
right? Second. So is he the one that kind of got you all started with
Yeah.
just this type of motorsport?
Oh yeah. Him and my
I
uncle.
know I had Chris and Andrew on here 20, 30 episodes ago, and Nick didn't have the pleasure of coming along. He had to work that night, but is that kind of how you all got started?
Yeah, he's been doing it since my uncle. My uncle's actually 49, and he's been doing it since he was 14. And they did it at Six Flags when they first started. And now my grandpa is literally 70 years old, and he just got second in an enduro race. He's still doing it. He loves it. He don't know how much longer he's got, he said, but he's gonna have fun while he has.
And kind of describe the enduro. I'm thinking it's kind of like what we would call a bump and run around here.
Now they got the 2 blocks and they just use a circle around it. And
Okay,
10
so
laps
there's no
in the
like,
feature. Or 10
there's
in
no
the heat.
jumps or anything.
Yeah,
right.
no jump. And there was 10 in the heats, and then there was 2 heats, and there was 10 cars in each heat. And
Yeah, and I think we had some Full Send Mafia, or no, it was we had some guys that drive in our figure 8 series. They went down there. Some of them are from Union. They went out there and raced, and then the enduro as well.
oh, really? That track was
Yeah.
really dusty.
That's what they were telling me. It's the Josh Womack and
Okay. Yeah, Eddie
Trying to-
Schoenfield, he kicked butt in that. He won in first place. Ain't nobody was gonna stop him.
I don't remember the
Fast
name
Eddie
of it.
is a good driver.
Man, he was getting it. He had a new Avalon or something. 09 Avalon, he was just getting it, man.
So what are
Wow.
the rules on those enduro cars? Are they is there
Anything you could do, just front wheel drive.
okay?
So you can put a radiator protector. I mean, you can do a lot.
And anyone that's listening, we've got we call it a bump and run around here coming up in Eldon, Missouri. For Lucky Sevens, it's like July. I don't want to shout out a date. I'll get it wrong. It's
7th or 8th. 7th or
yeah,
8th.
it's
It's a Thursday.
called yeah, it's Thursday. But you guys could get on there and see if your cars will fly in that class and try to take home some Miller County money back to Union.
Or from Great Summit. Right Pacific area.
Yeah, that's way down there. That's all I know.
By Six Flags, yeah.
Heck
We're about
So-
2 minutes from Six Flags.
So did you all have any Mad Dog hits out of the Turtle Clan?
And I was hit. I wasted my whole car, but Nick got the Mad Dog. He made a couple good shots. I guess they picked him as Mad Dog.
All right, Nick, get up here on where we can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. So you're getting quite the reputation for Mad Dogs. What is it? Last 4 derbies you've ran, taking on Mad Dog in every one of them?
I only took 2. I only took in 2 so far.
Oh, okay.
Back to back.
Someone told
Yeah,
me
back
you're
to
at
back.
like 4.
Back to back Union.
So when you come to Union, you better watch out for Nick. Is that what the going consensus is?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
So Nick, I got to ask you, did your driving style vary compared to your brothers?
Yes. They
Take us
they're
through,
more of
take
a
us through your run.
they're
Take us
just
through your run.
yeah, they're just running around and I just do all their dirty work.
I don't know. My car's pretty wasted, bro.
So their idea of team driving is you do all the work. They collect the checks.
Yeah.
Hey, my car's junk.
And Nick got a check too.
Yeah, I got a check this time. Not last year.
So take us through your run. Was there a 1 or 2 hits that you felt like sealed the Mad Dog up for you? Like, take us through how it felt. Where the like, was it a full track shot or?
I had 2 full track. And then the rest were just all hit in front of the flagman. I guess they just chose me. And then
So that's their secret. Just hit right in front of the Mad Dog, the flagman.
yeah.
Was a full track hits on the same car, or were you just kind of hitting
No, I
whoever
had-
was in front of you?
I had one on Blaine and then one on Ben Holtzmeyer. Right, isn't that his last name? Yeah.
Were those shots that you lined up?
Oh,
or were
actually, I
they
had
just-
three. I had 3 hard shots. I had Eddie once.
So were
So
them
you
shots
took
that
on the show and
planned?
field boys by yourself.
Not necessarily. I had Chris backing me up.
They're pretty hard to beat. Yeah, that's a plug for them. They're pretty hard to
Yeah,
beat.
you have to get them in a cheap shot.
It's a good rivalry.
So if I went back and watched the video, these shots, are there particular parts of the car that you were hitting, or were they just cage shots or wheel shots or head-ons or?
I had 1 head on. No, 2 head on. I had Ben and Eddie, and then the rest were tire shots.
None of them tops last year's.
Yeah, none of them tops my last year's show though.
Dude,
I broke a dude's motor last year.
They didn't even come back.
He didn't come back this
Yeah.
year.
He didn't come back?
No.
He didn't want no more of that.
No.
So kind of walk us through what goes on in the turtle compound. So you show up, you say there was 17 get and goes or 19. Is there a kind of like a team meeting to where you guys are strategizing, or is it kind of just unspoken? You know, Nick's going to go out there and do his stuff, and Andrew is just going to kind of wait till the money shows up.
Well, we just figure it out once we're out there. Usually.
Okay.
We had a couple other buddies running with us, kind of like our flunkies.
Yeah. Sometimes Chris don't get down in the morning. So it was kind of weird seeing him that far.
So we grabbed that.
No love lost in the turtle compound is what I'm gathering.
Yeah.
build Chris's car anyway. So
We had Jeremy, Chris,
I'm talking about
Brandon.
ours out of here.
two.
So we brought
Three.
4 turtle cars. We had 2 flunkies guys that just throw a car together. And there was Robbie Phoenix, who's my girlfriend's brother. He was running a tribute to his dad.
Yeah, I can't hear you if you're talking.
We had 2 flunkies, and my girlfriend's brother, he runs with us, and he was running a tribute to his dad, and he was out like 4 times, and he kept starting to back up and hitting people. It's like, that's kind of dirty move, you know, when you're out.
Was his stick broke?
Yeah, his stick was broke. It's on tape.
Oh,
And then we had my girlfriend's son-in-law.
hold
He
on,
just ran
hold on.
a cable there.
We gotta paint a picture here for our listeners. So this guy's stick's broke and he's going around and hitting people.
4 times.
Yeah.
What the hell did the officials do?
I don't know. He wasn't painted like us, so I guess they didn't know he was with us. But it's on the YouTube.
Gosh.
I was like, man, I thought he was out. Yeah, he was out.
Someone get out of the car and fight him or what? I mean,
No, I guess
that's a,
it was even. I don't know. I think he got one guy out honestly, doing that.
I would be pissed.
oh, there'd be a fight. I mean,
He was in a
Another
flunky.
question before you go on. What in the hell is a flunky?
Like a guy that just. What would you call
He
it?
does a kamikaze. He just goes out there.
He just going to have fun. He get the car kind of cheap, and he don't get
new derby terminology on the crash.
It's a flunk. That's my grandpa and uncle always called them flunkies. So they put them in the car and get the heat off of them, you know.
All right.
But yeah, he was in
You got
a
Kamikazes or flunkies. I'm guessing that's the same
yeah, I guess.
term.
But yeah, he usually
So-
runs with us.
Would Nick's driving style be considered flunky?
Maybe. But he puts a little time in his car, though. He didn't put no time in this. So I
Yeah, you're too far away from the mic or whatever
You're-
again.
I put too much time in my car. Robbie didn't put. He put like a day.
Like,
worth.
like your rules, your rules or whatever. All our cars are pretty much built to the rules, and you're allowed 4. Because you only can wire the car, like trunk and hoods. And I asked Robbie, I was like, "Well, you're allowed 4 trunk wires. You're gonna put 4 in there?" Nah, there's only one. He didn't. He's like, "Nah, I'm good." Like, all right, dude.
Oh, so a flunky would be someone that doesn't build to the rules, is what you
Yeah,
guys are saying.
he's just there.
He's just there to
Oh.
be there.
He's a good dude.
Yeah, we get a lot of those. Those are the fun guys to watch.
But yeah, if you guys wanted to, the video is on YouTube.
Oh, they already sent it to us, but I'm not gonna watch it during the podcast. So
Gotcha.
I'll check it out later though.
But he's in a KO car. Like you'll see him, he's randomly out, and then you'll see him hitting people.
My brother's dying on the screen, but uh, so it sounds like you guys did pretty good. You said it was really dusty? You guys didn't get any rain down there?
No, it was pretty dusty.
Last year it was rainy as all get out.
Yeah, last year was a mud bowl. This year's a dust bowl.
Yeah, we kind of had that same experience before the rain hit mid-show. We had 2 heats and we put a bunch of water on the track and it still didn't do much for the dust. I mean,
Yeah,
it knocked it down a little bit, but it was still pretty dusty for our figure 8 guys.
yeah, it's pretty dusty.
Oh, yeah. It was the Never Lift Racing Gang. NLR was down there. They just commented on my thing.
Oh, a union?
Yeah, they were down there.
Gotcha.
They run our figure 8 series.
One was in a Buick, wasn't he?
Yep. He hasn't made it to our shows yet, but he's going to.
Nice.
The tall guy. So what's next for the Turtle Clan? Do you guys got any other shows planned for this year, or is that just a one and done type of deal? Or
We'll be hitting Owensville probably. We try to follow swag. So they got some guys
Um,
calling us out, though, calling us Turtle Soup.
Turtle Soup?
Yeah, so we're embracing it. So that's it. We're gonna make t-shirts, Turtle Soup. So yeah.
Heck yeah. Who's calling you out?
A kid from Kansas.
You guys are gonna handle that in Owensville, huh?
Well, he handled us at Sullivan last year, so we'll see.
Name drop him. Who is it?
Keegan Daniels.
He's from Kansas.
Heard the name. You gonna kick his ass? Huh?
What'd you say?
So you gonna kick his ass?
I don't know. He's pretty mean.
Like in a car, not in a physical fight, unless that's
He
your
took-
style.
Last year at Sullivan, he took Chris's Cavalier out one
He
hit.
knocked the motor out.
He knocked the motor out.
Well, you
Oh,
gotta
so
return
so
the
Keaton Daniels isn't playing games with
No,
you
he
guys.
ain't playing no game.
No.
And he's coming from Kansas, so. But I'll tell you right now, I'm not gonna be no Cavalier this time.
Yeah, we ain't playing around this time.
I don't even know
Yeah,
what the
'cause
beef
you got
is.
Camrys.
Like he just keeps posting on Facebook, I gotta go give me a bowl of turtle soup or stuff like that. It's like, I love it. I just love it. It's like wrestling. I'm gonna embrace the turtle soup. We got decals made, everything.
I like
Yeah.
it.
Oh,
So I gotta ask you, when you take them out, you gonna act like you're eating some soup, or what do you?
I
You
might.
got a plan?
I'm thinking about mounting a bowl of soup on my car, just a bowl, and shake his hand. But I don't know. He might get us. You never know.
Hey,
He'll be
those
ready
kind of
this time,
rivalries.
though.
Those rivalries.
Yeah, we know
are
who he
good
is
for
now. So.
Derby.
And he told us it was a Silica, which is a Camry. And we run Camry, so we're not stupid. But yeah, Owensville will be a good one, I think.
So as someone else that's in the promoting, I'm always curious to hear other drivers' perspective. It hits close to home when you guys say you follow around Josh Wagner. He's a good friend of ours, and we always love to support his shows. What is there something about his shows or him that makes you want to follow him, or is it just because he's local?
Well, he's local for one. I mean, Union's literally 15 minutes from our house. Owensville, we like Owensville. He's got the rule set we like. The trophies are huge. The payouts are big. I mean, I just won $1,500. That's a lot, you know. That's my biggest win to date.
That is a lot for a gut and go.
And Andrew got
yeah.
7, wasn't it 7?
I got 2 for Mad Dog.
So our grand total with my grandpa and uncle, we took home $31.50 at Owens, our Union. So that's a pretty good day.
Yeah, you can
You-
afford to buy some turtle soup.
Yeah.
You guys all
Hey, I
split
got
that
a-
up, or you just keep it for yourself?
I just went and bought a different car and then paid some bills, you know. Andrew bought what'd you buy, some tools? Nick bought some gas for his truck.
Hey, I've got some comments on our Facebook live chat.
Well, I'm sure it'll be about the turtle soup.
And Andrew Rolfing wanted to know if Nick ever found anyone to build him some headers.
Yeah.
He built his own.
No, Trevor, what's his last name? Petke. Bought out
Yeah.
DC.
Petke built.
Yeah.
That's the old DEC.
Yeah.
He's quick. Put a plug for him. We ordered headers like what, Monday, and we got them Thursday. Wednesday. He's a real quick on a turnaround. So little plug for
Awesome.
him.
So going back to your run, is there anything that any of you guys would change about either your build, or maybe you made a mistake when you were out there? Is there anything that you would change about your run or your build?
Yes, I wouldn't have got stuck and let my brother rake my front tire.
I would have put a better bumper on the front of mine. So I put a 9-gusseted Ford on mine. And when I hit Andrew head on, I was like, yeah, I better get out of this. We hit head on about 5 or 6 times. And my radiator started steaming. I was like, yeah, I better move on. This is not a good outcome here.
Little brothers just stayed cool.
So it was like really the icing on the cake, because I've been running 13 years and I've been trying to get down to family for 13 years. And it finally happened at Union. So it's kind of bittersweet. You know, if I quit now, I'd be happy with it.
I wouldn't, because I won my
Yeah, it's always awesome when you and your brothers take the podium.
We rocked my uncle. We rocked him pretty good too. But it was a good time. And get back to Wagner. I don't know. He's just a stand-up guy. He never really did us dirty. So we like running for him. You know?
streak on door
Shots.
And again, they're closer shows.
I'd like running for him too if he let my teammates go without a stick in other cars.
Hey, we didn't know about that.
Yeah, we didn't know about that until we watched the tape and he told us.
I'm just giving you shit, Wagner. I was just giving you shit.
Yeah, it was a good time.
So I got a couple questions about the Union show before we put a stamp on that. Did you guys watch the big cars?
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Was it a pretty fast pace? They run like a stock big car class, and
Yeah,
like
it was
a-
really fast paced. They made some junk.
How'd they do tech? Does Josh have someone that techs all the cars in, or like is there separate lines for the gut and goes and the full size cars, or
Same.
how's that look?
Same line.
Same line, and then you have to retech or whatever.
So how long did it take you to get through tech?
5 minutes for me.
No, I
Okay.
mean from the line to tech.
Probably about for me, probably 15, 20 minutes.
I was behind Andrew, so it'd be 25 minutes.
I had to cut some stuff.
Chris was in line more than anyone.
I had to cut my window bar because you have to have a 4-inch. Which I think's dumb, but I mean it is a rule, I guess. Your window bar.
Can't be 4 inches past the.
So I had to move it up
Window.
a little bit and then cut 4 inches off. And then I put around my head.
If Chris is talking, we can't hear him.
Scoot closer.
Yeah.
There. I had to cut my window bar off and move it up forward and then cut 4 inches off because that's his rule. I get it, it's a rule, but I mean it's a window bar. And then I had to do I put bolts around my hood to suck the skins up, and I had to take all those out. I had like 20 bolts in there. But other than that, it wasn't too bad.
Well, before you guys get off here, you guys got anyone you want to thank for supporting your cars or helping with the cars, or any sponsors or anything like that?
Fitting Auto Salvage out in Hot Springs. We get some of our parts from there, and she hooks us up pretty good. And I'd probably thank my girlfriend for letting me be able to do this because, gotta thank the girlfriend, Destiny Bacon.
Oh, even giving her a name shout out.
Yeah, I
That'll
shouted
get
her
you
name
some
out.
points.
Yeah, make her happy. You guys thinking of anybody? You ain't thinking you're women?
I guess the girlfriend.
Yeah, the girlfriend's got to put up with all the bull crap. So.
Yeah.
I think my dad for selling me the winning car. So yeah, I think my dad, Dwayne Conger.
Yeah, I gotta thank my dad too. He sponsored my car for 2 years now.
Heck yeah.
Where you guys running next? I guess for guys. Got any big shows?
Are you talking the
Scoot up,
Your brother.
Josh.
Josh Wood.
This is some high quality audio here.
Yell.
You there?
We can hear you.
Where you guys running next? Like you guys, you and your brothers.
It's like as far as whenever we're driving.
Yeah, Derby was.
Oh,
Bell's
I
got
don't
a
know
pretty
for
good-
sure. We got some shows in the works that we plan on running coming up, but it'll just be local stuff, I think.
Nice. I know Bell's paying pretty good. Bell, Missouri.
Yeah, they don't allow Luminas though, do they? I don't like the 106 class.
No. No Luma.
It's 10611, I think.
Same as Josh.
Yeah, same as Josh.
you're
that's
getting
a
rid of
bummer.
like most of the W bodies with that.
The other cars ain't gonna win.
Well, it depends on who's driving the Camry.
Oh.
I'm with the other
Yeah.
guy all the way. So
It could be like John Perkowski and drive that Camry to victory.
I'm a Camry guy through and through.
I don't know them W bodies, man. I get them glasses with the on.
Camry, you don't
But,
need all that crap.
We thank you guys for giving us a little recap of the Union show and coming on the podcast.
Thanks for having us again.
Good luck in Owensville.
Yeah, we'll
I hope
try.
you guys don't get made into turtle soup.
Hey, it could happen. Either way, we'll shake their hands, you know, either way.
Hey, that's what it's all about. Just shaking their
Let's go
hands.
shake
after
our hands,
30.
you know.
What would he have to do for you to punch him?
He's underage, so I can't really do that.
No, he's 18 this year.
I'm 30. I can't just whoop it.
Oh, he's legal to hit.
He's legal. Spit in our face.
Spit in your face. That's that'll
Yeah.
do it.
I'm a big dude, so you spit in my face, and big guys better hold me back.
I fuck that. I'm just letting you go.
He's a big old 17.9-year-old.
I don't know. Hopefully that don't happen. Shake each other's hands. So
I'm sure it won't. I was just giving you guys a hard time. You guys got plans to venture away from home at all? We'd love to see you guys at one of our shows.
We've thought about it. I have my girlfriend's family. They live in Eldon. I thought about coming down there to run.
There you go. That'd be all right.
what's your guys' rules though? We didn't really look at them.
The gut and go rules are really similar to the 3-day build rules, but we allow Luminas, W bodies and minivans.
Oh,
Okay.
fuck.
That's old Kurt's territory though. He's pretty good. Oh,
Kurt
Turpin.
Turpin,
Yeah, he'll whoop all of us.
he's a flunky.
Oh, really?
He's underbuilt every time.
Man, that dude can drive.
He knows how to drive.
He could show up in the most underbuilt car and still probably win the damn thing.
Man, that dude can wheel.
He got his ass whooped by Jordan Tobin though.
Really?
Tobin put a clinic on him. I don't know if Kurt knows how to drive anymore or not.
Yeah,
Damn,
that's
so-
getting deep.
So he's the flunky, huh? Oh, flunky.
Kurt don't build his car till like the day before
Yeah, we know.
Blizzard Bash too. Like the week before Blizzard Bash, that's when he starts on his car.
Really?
No,
Damn.
I'm just kidding.
quick question about that. Are you guys having Sickles back on your team this year?
He's been getting better with age.
Are you guys
The-
having Sickles?
The first show we did have to pull an all-nighter to get his car to the track.
Everyone had freaking welder burn.
Yeah, Josh, are you guys getting Sickles back on your team this year for Blizzard Bash or no?
Or Jonathan gonna run one?
I can't afford that crap.
I know it is a little.
I think he's doing his 100 states thing, and he just marked Kansas off his list. I don't know if he's going to be able to make it back. If he is, it's not going to be on our team.
Dang.
That sucks.
But thanks for coming on, guys. We appreciate it.
Well, thanks for
No problem.
talking.
So
Talk to you guys later.
yep, have a
Yeah,
good
see
one.
you guys. Good job in Union. It's good to hear you guys' success stories for sure. Just hope you don't turn into turtle soup before the next time we talk.
No
Just
shit.
keep that momentum
We
rolling.
have to bring our flunkies.
There you go.
You guys have a good night.
See ya.
All right. So we also had last weekend was Madison, Missouri. They had a pretty good show down in Madison. They had like over 50 cars. A lot of big cars showed up. Someone was making a post before the show, like there's not going to be very many cars at Madison. And then I get on there and they had big car heats and features. And then they had like compact class and everything like that. It was a pretty good show from what I seen, the videos I watched.
What is up with these people running heats and fair shows? I hate that if I'm driving. You got to show up somewhere, there is no warning of heats, and then you don't bring parts, and then you got to end up running a heat. I don't care for that.
Yeah, and I don't either. I feel like when you have heats, that kind of prolongs the inevitable. The drivers don't drive as hard because they know they're going to have to fix their stuff, and no one wants to sit there and fix their stuff when it's 90 degrees outside and their buddies running in the next class over, and they've only got 45 minutes to get their car ready for the A main or whatever, like, and you can't keep your crowd waiting, so everybody's rushing around. It doesn't give them very much time. It's chaotic. You have to have a whole pit crew down there with you to succeed in a show like that. But if you have like a guy like that runs by himself or whatever, he kind of feels like he has a chance and a one and done. I mean, you're already in the feature. You're not going to get junked right off the bat. So I think a compact driver won the full size. He was in a full size car. Blake Holtz bringing home the win out there. That's what I heard. So
He won it in a compact?
no, he had a full size car.
Oh yeah,
I've always
got a
known
full-size
Blake as a
setup.
compact driver. I know he runs a lot of full size stuff, but I've known him. That's kind of where I first met Blake was, I think it was in California when he was running with a Big D and all them. So
Oh yeah, Blake's got some history in full-size cars up there at Madison. I think him and his buddies whooped up on some old boys up there one like a few years back. There was a big full-size brawl. It was the year I think it was Henry Ray and Anthony Stark went up there and run.
was that Madison where they ran up
I think
there?
so. I have to have Andy, our Derby historian, on here, but I think that's where it happened.
I was thinking that was the other place that used to have the real big derby.
Macon.
Bowling Green or something like that.
Hmm.
But
I'm sure
well,
the fact checkers will set us right
yeah,
here.
they'll correct us. Andy's been incognito for a while on the Crashed It podcast. Our historians been busy at home, so well. But all in all, I heard it was a good show. They had a crap ton of people there in all the videos I watched. And it looks like John Petrosky won in Illinois or something like that the week before.
Yeah, at P Hill, Austin Johnson
Yeah.
show. I think he took first and
Brady
took second. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's who it was. Don't quote us on that. I'm not 100% sure, but it went like that. I know the money came back to Missouri. So good job, guys.
I wonder how Brady feels getting beat by a Camry because he drives Camrys.
Who? John? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was he loves his Camrys and he's always saying, yeah, my Camry will junk any Lumina and all that. And he came to Eldon and he was saying that last year he was one of them cars that showed up at the compact class, and I was impressed with how well he performed out there. He wasn't able to bring home the win in Eldon, but he still drove pretty good.
I think it's because Sean Lackey got a hold of him, if I remember right.
I don't know about that. But yeah, we're looking forward to for the listeners out there, we're looking forward to this week. We got our second annual Richland Derby, 2 years in a row. This will be our second year with Richland and their second Derby in 8 years. So it's always exciting makes you nervous kind of because last year we didn't really get any local support, and we're hoping this year's a little different. And I'm just excited for starting to see some people post them that they're bringing in NWFA cars, or maybe they're throwing something together for the stock class. And That's
Yeah, I
gonna
don't know.
be different. I hope we get some mod compacts this year. It sounds like we got a couple coming, but you never know until you till you get to the show. So there's there's a lot of derbies that night in Missouri, so we'll just have to see. Um,
Yeah, I mean,
see
I'm
the-
a pessimist. So I think it'll be a good show for the drivers who like to chase checks. Meaning that there might not be as many cars competing on the track as they're used to, but it'll be a good chance for them. It pays out good too. So I'll be interested in the MWFA class. Hopefully it works. If it don't, it doesn't. We tried something new. But it's all about just trying to resurrect that Richland show. I know for Jacob, that show, he has a lot of memories at that track. And he's been working hard to try and get it back to the status it once was. So we'll see.
yeah, I seen a post today. It was from Jake Reed like 10 years ago. They had 6 cars in their full size derby, and it sounded like they cleaned house. And Rob said, you've still got 2 days to build a car. So, well, Rob Hewer is giving them some crap, but that'd be
I
cool.
think
See
I think
some
old
guys.
Jake Reed I think he's kind of scared of Henry. It seen what Henry did to his boy and was kind of backed off now.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll just have to see. Um, that'd be cool to see them guys there, though. I hope we get some cars, but it'll be a good night for anybody that shows up. I think everyone's going to come out to have fun, and they're going to be able to do it. One thing I'll say about Richland is the people that work that track, they did a really good job last year getting it ready, prepped up before the show, and they had all kinds of equipment out there to get the job done. They kind of asked Jacob how he wanted it, and he was helping them. And
And they have all kinds of people there too. That freaking stands were packed. And in my opinion, it was our best derby last year, full size wise. I think that was a derby that Mike Blake was out there. We had Brad's big fire, but it was a hard hitting show, seemingly all night from the compacts, gut and go, and the full size really put a bow on it last year.
oh
Cool.
yeah, Quincy freaking.
Yeah.
He would had Blakely's number last year, but then Blakely showed up with a car that didn't get hurt very bad at Versailles. So I'm hoping to see that back out there in Richland. I haven't really talked to Mike the last couple of weeks, but I know earlier in the year he was putting it back together. So if he drives anything like he did at Versailles, he'll be just fine. That's the best I ever seen Mike Blakely drive. The
Did
Bauer
he get some
boys.
redemption on old Justin at Versailles?
I don't know if he got to get to that point because Henry and Justin were too busy hitting each other.
Oh yeah.
He was kind of working on the Bauer boys,
Yeah,
and he had his hands full with them. And Roy, seemed like Roy and Blakely were working pretty well together to try to get the Bauer boys out.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything out of the Sanford clan ever since they went to Spring X and got sick. I haven't heard a peep out of them. I know they were supposed to run Border Wars as well. They didn't go there. I don't know if I should check on them or what's going on.
I haven't heard nothing, but I did see a post from Destin that he was looking for some wheels. So that kind of got me a little excited. I don't know if there's anything to that, but
That's probably for his fishing boat. I don't know if he's a derby car
no, they're
driver.
derby car wheels. They're derby car wheels. But so yeah, I haven't heard anything from any of them guys, and man, they were running real good last year. And I mean, Brad probably has some bad memories from Richland, but rest of the year, it seemed like he did really good. He was they were both running really good last year at Richland until his fuel line kind of came off on that last hit and car exploded in flames. But because Destin was still in, he just broke his stick last year when that happened. So they were both running good. We'll be interested to see if old Henry Ray tries to repeat back to back there. He was the winner last year at Richland. So yeah, normally my Snapchat's filling up with cars and I haven't got very many yet. So I'm looking forward to you guys that are holding out on me to send me some Snapchats. You know, I don't tech the cars. So you can send them to me. I've got a few, but all you guys that listen to this, you can send me a Snapchat, kind of let me know you're coming or what your plans are. So
All right. So we can get to some updates here. Full size guys and compact guys. I've been asked a bunch how we're going to do the Lucky Sevens point series for both classes. So it's going to be just like we did last year, guys. For full size, stock's going to have an individual stock point series. Street stock's going to have an individual point series. And for the street stock point series, we're going to have, that's going to be the full cradle for the winner. For the stock class, we're going to get a lower cradle from JM Derby Products to the winner of that. And then we're going to combine the points into one. And the winner of that's going to get your championship ring, your first place championship trophy, and we're going to pay top five, and top five is going to get trophies. It'll be the same way for Gut and Go and Compact. So Gut and Go is going to have their own point series. Compacts will have their own. Those will be smaller payouts, smaller trophies, and then but the big trophies and the big points money is going to be the combined. So we'll have a combined full size, combined compact point series individually.
well, that's some exciting news. I know you had a lot of questions on that. I've seen some people, they had some questions on how that was going to work as well. I know Eddie Chick was kind of asking about that after he won Eldon. So
Oh yeah,
I don't
it's
know if he was
easy. It's
just
easy to start paying attention to points when you're in front. So, but yeah. Also for points for the figure eight guys, our next show to earn points at is the bump and run figure eight in Eldon. Bone stock figure eight and bump and run. What date's that, Jonathan? July 7th or 8th? I think it's the 7th. It's the Thursday of the fair, guys. Just like we did last year, you're going to get an overall maximum amount of 10 bonus points. So we're going to go first place gets 10 points in each class. Second place gets 9, third place gets 8. But if you win both classes, it's just a maximum of 10 bonus points for the night. For the figure eight, for the Worthy Bail Bonds Championship Series.
Yeah, it's July 7th or July 6th is the bump and run. July 6th. It's Thursday, July 6th. I just looked it up. Correct. I saw earlier. So the 6th is the bump and run and the bone stock figure eight and the side-by-side challenge. The 7th is going to be your figure eight, the normal Worthy Bail Bonds figure eight class, Power Wheels, and the youth bump and run and a powder puff. So we got a youth class. That's exciting. I know we got a lot of them that are been asking me when the next show is. So a lot of them are getting their cars ready. So that'll be cool. Then Saturday, July 8th is going to be our Derby in Miller County for the Miller County Fair. So, so yeah, a lot of stuff coming up. We can't wait to see everybody out there Saturday night. Just just put on a show for the fans, like we always say. Just go out there and send it every time.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
appreciate it.
yeah. That Worthy Belmont's championship series, it's super tight. We touched on it last week about the parity that we have. Just looking at some stuff. So we don't. Last year, I think through 3 races, maybe there was 4 or 5 drivers that had 2 or maxed out on, so they were placed in the top 10 each race. This year, there's none. So there hasn't been a driver consistently hitting all 3 of our races in the top 10. So I thought that was pretty neat. That we've had different top 10s each time with no drivers. Basically going 3 for 3.
Yeah, the points are really close too. I was looking, one bad night, you can be right back. One good night, you could be right up there. One bad night, you could be right back down the list. So,
Right.
I just was watching the points change, from race to race, and you see a lot of names jumping. Reminds me of them yo-yos. You put them down, and next race they're coming back up, and one's dropping back down. Yeah, it's gonna be if the season goes on this way, I mean, you can't ask for anything better as a promoter. I mean, and as a driver to know that there's that much
And a fan.
competition and everybody's right there. And yeah, and the fans, they're getting their money's worth every night for sure. So,
That
I
old
love,
boy that brought up Fast Eddie brought up to my memories. He was talking about Fast Eddie Showensfield. I remember one night we were derbying in Eldon. It was a derby that my gas cable came undone, and Andy was riding with me in that Beretta, and I was underneath the steering wheel. I couldn't see the track, but I was just running the throttle cable, and we hit Fast Eddie. Had to be half track in the passenger door. So, I wasn't thinking there was anything wrong with that. I don't even know if I seen the hit. But anyways, after the show, he came over to my car and he basically, he said, that was chicken shit. I was like, what? He goes, you hit me in the passenger door. I was like, I don't make, I was a kid at the time. I was maybe 18 or 19. I was like, I don't make no shit to me. That's open around these parts. And that really sent him off. So we had a hard on for each other for a long time. Anytime we'd see each other at a show, we'd go at it. But anyways, we drove down. It was a few years ago. That kind of settled down. We went all the way down to Arkansas. Me and Jacob, Troy Mitchell, and Nichols. And my brakes went out on my truck, and it just shredded my wheel cylinder. And he's a Dodge mechanic. And while we were down there, we didn't have a clue what we were doing. We were changing the wheel bearing, and he came over there and he helped me change that wheel bearing. If it would have been for him, we'd have been out there, and I think it was raining. It was getting ready to rain. We'd have been out there in the rain and the pitch black. So it was just one of them stories that, like the Derby world, we may hate each other on the track, but whenever it comes down to it, when someone's in need of each other, he really stepped up for me. So that was kind of hit home.
heck yeah, that's the kind of stuff that you see happen time and time again. I mean, I've seen a couple people using their batteries out of their trucks for their figure 8 cars, and the guy that might have got taken out by that person, they'll go over there and jump their truck or whatever because they ran their battery down during the race. And I've seen it happen a couple times, and that's just, it makes you feel good to be a part of all that when you see things like that happen, and you just knowing everybody's got everybody's back out there off the track. It's cool. And the drivers are doing really good about taking care of business on the track this year. We're seeing some redemption cities come out, and as a fan of the sport, I love it. I mean, it makes for great TikTok videos, but
yeah, speaking of, I don't get on TikTok often. Usually whenever I do, it's the post Lucky 7 stuff. But I got on there and I checked out that your Crashed It stuff. Man, if you're not on TikTok, you got to get on there and watch these Crashed It videos. freaking awesome. The figure eight hits are worth going to watch alone. I don't know whatever happened to your top 10 list, but I think we had some top 10 nominees at our figure
Yeah.
eight, our last figure eight.
Yeah, I told everybody, so I kind of got in a little bit of trouble from YouTube, even though I had written consent on the top 10 stuff. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put together my own stuff and roll with that. So I don't have to provide, printed out documents to YouTube so they don't take my channel down. It happened to a couple other people that were doing videos. They lost their YouTube licenses, their YouTube channels, and they had way more subscribers than I do, and I don't want that. I mean, it took me 4 years just to get to 800, so I don't want to go through that again. But yeah, that old boy that hit the guy without the bumper thing's up to 27,000 views or something like that. It's a good angle. When you're zoomed in, it looks like he really. I was like, man, look, he was going pretty good, but when you're so on the TikTok, you have to zoom in kind of to cover the full screen, and it really looked like it was flying when I zoomed in. So
Man, I didn't even see that hit whenever it was live. My head was turned, but Ben, watching that video, Ben's reaction just cracks me up. Dude is just stonewall. He doesn't move his head or anything. He's just like, oh.
yep, that's good.
Yeah, that did you like slow-mo that a few times and watch the passenger? Like his head had to be almost to the header.
Oh yeah, I did.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
awesome.
they said that was that boy, and he's wearing a seatbelt. You could see it when that seatbelt caught it, yanked him right back in there. It looked like a dang bungee jump coming. Looked like one of them Looney Tune cartoons where their head comes flying out and then sucked right back in or something. And
Right.
man, it was cracking me up. Reminds me of those are the kind of hits I live for, just to capture for everybody. Yeah, I guarantee you come to the Lucky Seven show. If you're coming across the track, I'm gonna catch it. I
That's
don't miss those kind of hits.
yeah, that was wicked. You got any predictions for Richland?
Uh, yeah, I think old Chris McDaniel's gonna surprise everybody. If he shows up, I think he's the way he drove just for being in a stock car in the street stock class. I think that could roll over. I don't. It's Henry's got a good chance. I mean, I don't know which car he's bringing. He's confusing me now. So, but
Using you.
yeah, I'll. I just seen a video. I was like, I don't know what that was about. So, it kind of threw me off. I don't know what he's bringing. So,
See, Jonathan, this is why you're the insider because you won't even share stuff that you get on Snapchat with me. So I've got no idea what you're talking about. But in our little ESPN here, you're definitely the Adam Schefter here.
but he's
Everybody's pocket.
Henry's definitely changed his driving style over the years, and I think he's gonna be a contender as well this year in the full size.
Yeah, no joke. Speaking of that, we didn't even touch on that. Henry's all bragging about how he's going to mad dog it this year, and he hasn't forgot how to drive like a mad dog. He gets out there to damn gut and go and just bags his ass off the whole time. Did you notice that?
Oh, he was money driving. He had that van, and I tell you, he was when it was down to like 8 cars. I'm like, Henry's gonna win this show because Kurt and Tobin, they were already on each other, and Henry just kind of looking around like, yeah, you guys take each other out, And
Right.
I really thought he was gonna win. I don't know what took him out, but he was keeping that front end hidden like a smart van driver would. And, I was thinking to myself, I was like, he gonna win this derby, but he didn't. No, but I'll be interested to see if we get any compact cars. It might be a worthy bail bond show. The
I can
BAS.
guarantee you this: if Sean Lackey comes, he's my pick to win. He's going to repeat there. Is my prediction if he shows up. Lackey's got Richland's number.
I think his feet are getting a little cold.
Oh yeah,
But
probably,
don't talk
right
about that. But yeah, I don't know. He messaged me like a week and a half ago and said he probably wouldn't make it. But last year he told me he wasn't going to make it, and he was there before I was. So who knows with him? I know if he comes, Charlie Burns, he told me he was gonna run some gut and go stuff, and he'd probably run that MWFA class. See, they seem to run together a lot. Like usually when Lackey's there, Charlie shows up. So we might see
Charlie's
old
liable
Charlie
to take his
Burns.
MWFA card in the compact class.
He would if you'd let him. I tell you, that guy's crazy. Man, last year at Eldon, I felt bad for him.
Jonathan, that if you're talking to Sean, you're talking to the wrong person. His team
know.
is Mommy's Money Mafia. You need to talk to Ying. Ying is the puppeteer here.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't talk to her, but Ying, she loves being there. She's supportive, so she'd probably tell him, "Let's go." So, but yeah, I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. It's hard to make predictions when you don't know really who's coming. I will say if the Bauer boys show up, they're going to be tough cats to handle this year. I can't wait to see them. I don't know where they're building for, but they're building some. I like what I'm seeing so far. So
Yeah, for the MWFA, we'll get out here with this. For the MWFA class, there's been some questions about how the end is going to go. So for that class, we got top 3 trophies. There's going to be a Mad Dog for every class at Richland, including the MWFA class. So the Mad Dog and the first place is the only one with set prize money. First is 500, and Mad Dog it'd probably be 100. And then the rest of them, we're gonna bring out old Mom's Punch a Bunch. Put the money in the Punch a Bunch.
Heck yeah.
And the drivers they're basically red Solo cups with coverings on them. You can punch through, and then you take the money or the checks that's in there. And that's what we're gonna do for the drivers, for all the other drivers, the second through however many cars show up to run that class.
So if you're running and you got a kid, they eat that crap up when they get to punch something and get some. So bring your kid out, let them do your punch a bunch for you. They eat that crap up.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah,
just got a
so-
Snapchat. Let's see who this is from. Yeah, Henry's confusing me. But I'm excited. That's all I'll say. Yeah, that's gonna be cool. I can't wait. I seen Jacob's got his old Explorer he put up there he had a little waffle or raffle, or I guess he's drawing for that for Friday night, so we'll know who's gonna be wheeling that thing around.
Yeah, I might have to go over there and help him Friday night to build it or strip it out. I guess that's really all
Yeah,
you can do.
won't take
But he's
much.
like, yeah,
I mean,
I got plans Friday night. I'm gonna build this Explorer. So
yeah, I seen the windows were still in it, so I figured you'd
oh yeah.
just knock the windows out and or take them out and strip it out. Put a little cage in there for whoever's driving it, but there's not much you got to do those. So if you're listening and you're debating, you still have time to put one together. So,
Plenty of time. Yeah.
oh yeah. I wonder how many people's going to try to build them at the track. I know
That'd be
you
cool.
got it with scrap being down to like $100. I bet we see some of them MWFA cars.
Hopefully some locals pick it up.
You were like, oh, I was gonna scrap it anyway. Might as well get a free paper, punch a bunch money added towards my scrap price here. Or we'll get to go out and have fun. We'll destroy it a little bit first. Who knows the mud? I mean, it'll add to the weight too. So but yep. We look forward to seeing everybody out Richland, Missouri. I don't know. You know when that starts?
7:00.
7 p.m. So we look forward to seeing everybody out there. I'll be recording or doing something. I don't know. We'll see everybody out there though. Can't wait to see everybody and surprise us, bring a car and have some fun. That's what it's all about. Well, go out there and send it this weekend, wherever you're running. Thanks for tuning in to the episode 50 of the Crashed It podcast.